Hey dudes, this video that you're about to watch I've spent a long time working on. In order to understand the title, I'd like you to watch all the way to the end, and then it'll make sense. Cool. Hi, I'm Jason, a blonde, blue-haired high school dropout from a tiny little country called Wales. Well, Anna, where are we going today?
One Direction.
And for the past year, I've been traveling the world trying to experience everything that it has to offer. What you're watching right now is just the past 3 months of it, and to me, probably the most important months of my life. So sometime in September, just after my 22nd birthday, I had a huge realization of, if I die tomorrow, will today have been worth it? And since then, I've lived every day to the maximum, putting everything I have into every moment. To give you a little overview of the trip, I booked a flight, then 2 days later, flew out to Florida with no plans and ended up spending the first couple of nights alone in a motel room. Always wanted to climb one of these things. They're like a billboard and they're just so huge. From here, I met up with some good friends and hired a car.
It hasn't stopped raining all night. We're gonna leave now.
Before then, I hadn't ever driven in America, but the fear of something new and challenging kind of excited me.
On the way to Texas, we stopped off in the oldest town in Louisiana. They'll have like these balcony bits.
Are you filming me?
So I still had zero plans and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was happy, and that's all that really matters. So a week into my Florida visit, I pitched a genius idea. Why don't we just leave?
Yeah, we're buying props for a video. In Texas, in the middle of friggin' nowhere. We're trying to find a location for my video that I'm shooting today.
And visit every single state. At the time, this seemed like an impossible task. We got in the car, we left, and we went for it. We left it nice and clean. Now we're gonna go swim. Colorado. Nope. Too cold. Too Colorado. By now, you have an idea of what my motive was. I'm an explorer and a nomad.
And this is where we woke up.
And I just wanted to see everything.
Utah's windy, but very pretty.
While on the road, we would come across a lot of people that just didn't understand why we were doing what we were
Just
doing.
hiked up a mountain in this place called Zion in Utah.
They couldn't understand just constantly moving around, never staying in one spot for very long. I would always tell them the same thing. This world is incredible. You just gotta go out and find the good bits. I was always taught in school that the only way to succeed in life is to pass all your exams, get highest grades, and then go on to further education, just to waste away more time learning from books and be taught by professors that have also learned from books until you're qualified enough to take up a mindless career that would take years to progress through till you get married, grow a family, and die unhappy. Living life the way you're taught to live by media and teachers just isn't good enough. Everyone is capable of so much more than that. Okay, that got a tiny bit dark, but you know what I mean.
So we've left LA. And now we're headed towards San Francisco. Got a new bandana. It looks ridiculous.
While I was growing up, no one would ask me, Jason, what do you enjoy? What makes you happy? What do you want to do for the rest of your life?
I've always wanted to climb the San Fran Bridge. And we just got here and after all of this stuff.
Otherwise you get like...
There's also barbed wire like all over. I want to climb it, but I don't know how.
Make a wish, and if you tell anyone, it doesn't happen.
Okay, as you can probably tell, I'm not a motivational speaker, and I'm really not good at saying what's on my mind, because speaking is not my strong point.
We're in Portland, Oregon. Stumbled across another abandoned motel. This one's pretty cool.
But that really doesn't matter. I made this so you can see what living really looks like. So for anyone out there that is listening to me and watching this video, and wants some travel advice, then the very best thing you can do is to just do it. Doesn't matter what your end goal is. If you want to just go out of the small town that you live in because that's all you've known, then get some friends together and just leave. Traveling alone is great, but traveling with friends and people you love is so much better because you can experience everything and be with them while they're experiencing it too.
This penis is probably like this right now.
We're at this place called Onita Gorge or something. In
Pretty much every day I would just watch my friends to see the happiness in their eyes because their happiness would spread to me and I'd feel it. The first week of my road trip I spent without my best friend. He was stuck at home in England and it just didn't feel right driving around without him sat next to me rocking out to all my favorite songs and climbing everything in sight. So I called him up and I said, hey dude, do you want to come to America and hang with me? And of course he said yes, and I immediately bought him a plane ticket and he joined the trip the next week.
It's like a water park. That's some geezer. That's some geezer, isn't it?
None of us ever thought about the financial side to all of this. We were all just living in the moment and not caring about it. Because money comes and goes. It doesn't matter how much or how little you make, you always have to spend it anyway. What I was always telling people is to spend it living and actually doing what makes you happy. I've met so many young people traveling across the country with dreadlocked hair, sunburned faces, and a huge rucksack on their back. And although it looked like they didn't have much, they were the happiest people I've ever met. They had no plans. They would just travel any direction their heart took them. And for some reason, I just really love that.
From the top to the bottom, from your toes to your nose, sweetheart.
It's so important just to leave your home and travel while you're young because that's the time you really need it. Everyone should take the opportunity to go out of their comfort zones and see things they've never seen before while they're young because that's when you learn everything you need to learn to live an amazing life. One of the best ways to really experience life is to say yes to more opportunities. Instead of thinking about all the bad that might come out of something, just think of the new things you'll learn, and if that outweighs the bad, then what's stopping you? Okay, so I asked all of my closest friends, what is the #1 thing they want to do, and the response was super interesting. Like, a lot of them had goals. Some wanted to travel more, see countries they didn't think they could ever see. Others wanted to make movies or base jump. Then I asked them, what's stopping you?
So we're here in one of my favorite places in Florida. I just swam in it for a little bit.
Some responded with money, don't know how, or simply haven't even thought about it.
Basically, a guy that works here wanted to trade my hat for a dog. No. Well, there's a big spider. We came to explore this forest, and I kind of want to go home now.
I want to visit the moon. That's the ultimate goal. Just to leave Earth entirely and see it from an angle that very few people have seen. That seems like the ultimate achievement. There's just so many thoughts in my head, so many words flying around, and I always find it hard just to use the right ones and really express how I'm feeling and what I want to say, but I hope this makes sense. So on this trip, there were so many bumps in the road. Things that would happen that would affect the whole trip, and I would get stuck in situations I thought there was no getting out of.
Jason, are you happy in your little hole?
I bought a car from a lovely lady in Florida, then drove it across the country, and 2 weeks later, blew up the engine.
There's a guy in front of us in his car having a heart attack. I'm gonna try and climb that billboard up there. So we climbed it, and while I was climbing, Grim peed on my head.
I just really needed to pee. I didn't realise that the wind would have blown it onto it.
It blew all over my head and my hands. That's the car. Atlanta, Georgia, and it's very cold. And we are about to go to the world's biggest aquarium to see fish.
I felt so rubbish about this, and then it got worse. Some guy stole it. He stole my car. That week I just thought, this is the end of the trip, I can't get out of this. But with the emotional support of my loved ones, I managed to buy another car and continue the adventure. So this video isn't to boast or make anyone's life feel more uneventful than mine. It's just to show that if you dream a little bit and really push yourself, anyone can leave home and live any way they want to. When I dropped out of high school, I never would have thought that I'd someday be exploring and living a life in a completely different continent, meeting the most extraordinary people and doing something new every day. Now, I'm not telling anyone that they should leave school or work and go on a crazy adventure. I'm just saying that there is so much more to the world than what you're being told. And because I've been given a position to say it, I want everyone out there to live the best life they can. Don't listen to any negativity. Negative people are too narrow-minded to see the good in the world. So one night on the road trip, I was getting some work done to my car, and we got talking about traveling, and the mechanic said, "Where are you headed next?" And I replied with north. Don't really have a reason. And he said, "You don't need a reason, bro. Just go do it. Live your life. Enjoy it." And that response just made me really happy.
We're in the desert.
Like, you never need a reason to do something you want to do. Just leave, just go do it.
What are you doing there, Jason?
I'm here in California. We're in Malibu today. We're hiking. Again, this is my favorite place to hike. Top of Malibu Creek. That was fun. Back down we go. This is a gallon of Sunny D. Juno did it. I want to try it.
Okay, well that's it. That's everything I wanted to say. I hope these clips have inspired some of you. Even if one person watching this decides to leave their house this week and explore somewhere they've never been before, then this was all worth it. Now there are over 400 clips in this video, and I've left the coordinates to a few of the best ones in the description. So if you'd like to visit some of the places I visited, you can. Just be careful and don't do too many stupid things. I love you all. Thank you for your patience and continued support. And going back to the title of this video, I just wanted to ask, why don't you just leave? Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please press the like button down below. It just shows me that you enjoyed it. You can also subscribe to my channel to be notified when I make new videos and stuff. I hope you're having an awesome life. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.